there was something different in the air. It was almost like I felt a bit of an intuition that this race wasn't, and I don't know whether it was because it was like I had a feeling he really wanted it, and I remember like putting my hand on his shoulder to prepare him for it. Thinking back, I don't quite know what that was, but maybe there was like an intuition there that something wasn't quite right, or that he needed a bit of I just remember thinking power or like protection. I'm not quite sure.
The first race weekend was, I think it was second weekend in April, so the weather was lovely, not like it is now, it's a bit warmer.
He literally said, as it was going to start, this is going to be a bit of carnage, this race, but we'll see what happens. First lap was all good really. Everyone's trying to get some positions.
I had a good weekend, I qualified on pole, had a good race in race 1, and then race 2 is when it all started going wrong.
So the lights went out, we could see everyone got a good start. We go to the pit wall, waiting for them to come around on their first flying lap.
I was stood with Danny, and Max had obviously gone down the start-finish straight. He'd gone into the first corner.
All of a sudden, we just see a cloud of dust at Paddock Bend.
I looked at Danny and I said, "Who is that?"
I was fairly close behind Jon. I knew he was quick. He gripped up as he stopped sliding and came across the front of me, and I was moving the opposite direction across the back of him. So yeah, that's where the contact happened.
It was as I was coming down then, I was in behind the other car and I saw Jon coming back across the track. I think it's after he'd already been tagged the first time.
So I had to make a decision there and then. Do I go carry on the racing line, or do I dart to the right and hope they've moved, like they've stayed on the racing line?
So you don't expect anyone to be on the right-hand side of the track. I moved over, and then there was another car in front of me, which had just gone.
Stay on the racing line, because I thought if they've spun off, they're likely going to be off of the racing line. But I couldn't see anything at that time.
Me and the other driver, I was tucked right in behind him, and we both obviously saw Jon coming across, and both took to grass.
And so then I went into the smoke, and at that point suddenly I just, big impact into Jon's car.
You don't expect anyone to be on the right-hand side of the track, which is why I moved over, thinking there probably won't be anybody there.
As soon as it had happened, I was sort of veering off the track through the gravel trap on the left, which, again, when you end up in a gravel trap, basically all you can do is keep your foot to the floor and hope you come back out the other side.
The other car hit him, and then another one had T-boned him into the middle of the track. I kind of hit my passenger side to his driver's side, which has then led us to go.
The live feed showed that there was an absolute horrendous crash.
He knew it was Max, but he didn't want to tell me. Literally, I left Danny and I just ran. So I ran all the way down, flat out under the tunnel, saw all the ambulances, saw the dust, saw the melee and the carnage of just cars everywhere.
And people were it was like headless chickens. Everyone just went into panic then.
And then I got another phone call to say, can you get Inga, Jon's fiance, and you both need to get to the medical centre now. And that's all I was told.
I kind of went straight to Danny. What do I do? What's happened? And then he said, right, here's the key. Go to the medical centre.
So we're watching Jon's.
We've all got onto the pit wall now to watch this come by. Now he's just coming on the brow into paddock.
Yeah, so as far as I was concerned, they'd just gone past me on pit wall.
Very, very on edge. You can see the car wants to move. Kyle Lindsay in front did the same. As Jon lost ever so slight bit of sideways like they do, that is where he got collected by a fellow driver, which then another driver collected him. And as he sits there, unfortunately, one of our other drivers collected him. That was the end of that.
big impact. That's the first time I've actually seen the onboard footage of Jon's. Yeah, hence why you could hear the impact from pit wall. It was huge.
Oh, and there's a tag between third and fourth. He's gone round, someone's gone round the other way. There's a car obscured in the gravel, and I'm not sure.
Oh, and Labella's taken a hit as well from a car that was insided coming through from behind as he was stationary on the circuit. There's a huge cloud of dust. That's a huge hit to one of the cars there on the way onto Dritch. We've got the red lights on. Race being stopped.
All I can remember was having extra hash browns on my breakfast in the hotel with Inga. Everything else that everybody else has seen is all I know. I don't remember anything. Don't remember a thing at all. Not even nothing. My first memory was in London King's resuscitation. I wouldn't wish anybody go to that place. Being brought into motorsport, it's been in the bloodline. My granddad was a rally driver, my dad was a rally driver. Football was banned from our house. You know, kicking bags of air around a field, as he would say. He preferred sports that required more than one ball. I'd say in the championship leaderboard, after that first crash, obviously I collected 0 points, so I'd be at the bottom of the board. The 6th from Silverstone would have brought me up the championship, the 2nd and the 3rd at Cadwell, and then we went over to Mallory Park, bagged the 3rd, and I think slowly but surely we're starting to creep up this championship board. And then there was Snetterton. Andy, one of my main crew, he came up to me and he was just like, it's going to rain.
Start rather than the original start for him. Kai Lindsay's aced it really.
John, we took from a driver a year ago that had never stepped in a race car, and we've brought him within less than a year to he is in the fight for the championship.
Kai Lindsay down to second, and Jon Labella also looks like he's made a decent start as well in the number 83 car. Yes, he's up to second place now. Up to third is Don de Graaf, and Kai Lindsay, having been leading into Riches, is down to 4th position. Jon Labella, who in that first race of the season involved in a massive accident, a horrifying accident really, he has really bounced back very strongly here, and he's going to come through to get his first win. And the third race of the weekend, as this has become for the Tagirwa Type R Trophy, is won by Jon Labella. He takes the checker flag, and you can see how happy he is about that, punching the air in the cockpit of that EP3.
And now here he is, a race winner. Extraordinary stuff, ahead of Don de Graaf by 7.7 seconds in the end, with Ollie Musgrave joining them on the podium. Labella becomes the 5th different winner so far this year in the Tagirwa Type R Trophy. David Walsh in 4th ahead of Max Martin, Tom McFarlane, Ross Borman, Joe Dalgarno. Could have had the podium there, but 8th in the end after that moment at Wilson, and 2 spins for Adam Huntley.
What a drive!
That was brilliant. Jake Johnson, Richard Jones, Traffic King, 13.
Yes!
Just look at this. Everyone is so pleased that he's got this first win. He's running away from me just to celebrate with his team at the moment. That was an amazing race.
I can't describe what winning a race feels like, but now I can. I'll never forget that moment. Yeah.
I think until he realised that he was 4th, I think he was quite relaxed about it all. But I think once he realised that's kind of given him a bit more pressure, and but I've kind of reminded him, look, like, you know, you've missed 2 races. You have you've got through this.
Mr. John.
Hey, now then, where am I in the leaderboard now?
I believe you are 12 points behind de Graaf.
Right, okay. So to finish in front of him, I need
12 points over the weekend.
He gets
and then you're 22 behind me.
22 behind you. So you get 35.
Yeah, I'm just really proud of him. Like, it's just, if he was at this stage without the crash, it would have been something. But to be at this stage with the crash, it just shows, you know, he's got it in him, and he always has had it in him, and he can do it.
Right, got it. Cool, man. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no worries.
See you, man. Bye. 12 points. That's all I need. If I can get 12 points on the graph, I can be second in this championship. I can finish second. But if I can get 22 points, what if it rains?
What's the forecast for tomorrow?
Dry. Forecast is dry.